So many big wins, good horses to go and all of that. Where does the Derby fit in your scope?
Well, I've tried to downplay it a little bit when I don't have a horse in. So, you say, well, when it happens, it happens. But of course, I mean, anybody would have to realize that it would be, a great race to win. And we're really just we're happy to be here. We want to run well, and we'd like to be, proud of our horse after the race. And I think he'll make us proud.
Bill, you're known as somebody who's very thoughtful about your development of young horses, and you look ahead to their 4-year-old year, maybe even 5. Would you term that aggressive on your part, going from a maiden win to the Florida Derby?
Very much so, but this horse just led me into it. I don't think it was a case where I forced him into it. He broke his maiden. He looked good doing it. He was very impressive to me. He was 7 wide on the first turn, and the race was probably a little bit more impressive than what the margin of victory would tell you. But I looked at the schedule, and they have all the big races around the country, all the prep races that time of year. So the horses are spread out a little bit. You got, some in California, some in New York, some in Arkansas, and I thought that, being we were in Florida, and I thought going back to that track made sense to run in there. It was. I thought it would be a good experience for him.
Statistically, 3 wins. It's a tough way to go into the Derby, try to win on your 4th career start. Big Brown did do it, and there's also the 2-year-old thing. But like you said, he ran as a 2-year-old. Are you glad he got that one race at 2? Do you believe in that as far as the unraced 2-year-olds? That there's something there.
If you believe in statistics, you'll believe in it, and I think that, I definitely think there's something to it. Even if a horse has one race as a 2-year-old, I think, and they have that time, I think that actually the time after the race is probably as important as the race at 2. So you got to let them regroup a little bit after their first run or 2, and I think any horse that's had a couple of races early on and then had a little time to develop and grow, and I think they really benefit from it. I think they benefit from the time as well as having had the race. Something from each race, and I mean, a lot of people, if you talk to a lot of handicappers, they'll tell you the 3rd race back is a lot of times their biggest effort. So we're looking for a big effort, and I'm sure he'll give us a good effort, and I would like to see him later in the year, man. I'd love to be able to go to Saratoga and run well in the Travers. I mean, that would be a great race to be in as well. So we're not looking at this race only. I mean, we are looking ahead with him, but this is a big one, and we hope he runs big on Saturday.
You talked about maturity. What kind of a horse is he mentally?
He handles everything quite well. He's very smart. I think he's a pretty cool, collected character. He's been doing everything right. Of course, you bring a horse in here, and they're going to be a little excited the first day they're here, and then when you lead them over there, I mean, there's really not much you can do to prepare a horse for Derby Day. They're either going to handle it or they're not. I mean, when they walk around that turn and they see the crowd, I mean, there's no place that we can take them to, get them ready for that. I mean, we can get the races in them, we can get the bottom in them, we can get the, the foundation in them, but we can't fake Derby Day.
Seems like it could be a tough year to try to be an unraced 2-year-old or a horse with only 3 wins, just because of.
Interestingly enough, I mean, some of the tougher horses in the race are fairly lightly raced as well. I mean, it's not like you're going back to the Aladar Affirm days where these horses had 8-9 races as 2-year-olds, and they're coming into these races. You just don't see it anymore. So I don't think we're, I don't think we're that much of a disadvantage as some of the others in the race.
But again, just about the depth, when people are talking about how strong some really outstanding horses.
It is a good field, and if you're able to win it, it'd be nice to say we beat a good field.
I'm sure that day will get picked, but I'll